The snow did not slow down Buffalo at all, and the Rams went down to New Orleans and did just enough. AQ, I think the Rams need this win a little bit more. Do they have enough to compete with the Bills?
They do need this win. The bad news is it isn't going to be against this team. I promise you. The Buffalo Bills are too damn good. I mean, they are. I will be the first to say I did not see this. I thought they lost too much leadership, not just Mitch Morse, Jay. All right. I think they lost some other people too. All right. This team has been incredible. Josh Allen looks like clear MVP to me.
Whoa.
Taking care of the football. He's not turning it over. I still have a little bit of an issue with my guy, Joe Brady, calling quarterback power to get my man's hand beat up in the first quarter of a game. Like, use that when you need to win it. They can do enough with the offensive line handing it off to James Cook. The 2 tackles for Buffalo, absolutely love. Deion Dawkins has become one of my favorite players to watch in all of football. Awesome, chopping people down. It's going to be a great matchup watching him versus Jared Verse. That's my little O-line, D-line plug. There you go. But the Bills are better, period. They got no chance.
Jay, I mean, Josh Allen caught a touchdown. That was an incredible play, but I couldn't believe it. It got me off the couch. I was like, what? Watching the game. AQ mentioned it. He's now likely the MVP favorite. But we've talked a lot about Lamar Jackson on this show. I mean, look, a couple weeks ago, talking about Lamar versus Michael Vick, all of that. Is it fair to say that Josh Allen is more valuable to his team than Lamar Jackson?
How do you get a touchdown reception when it's a lateral, by the way?
I didn't know that rule either, actually.
In my opinion, any team that's up there in a playoff hunt right now, their quarterback is the most important part of their team. And that's pretty much the case in everywhere. Jordan Love, Jared Goff, all these guys are very important. But Josh Allen, he is the best player. He's not the best passer probably in the NFL. He's probably not the best scrambler in the NFL, but he is the best quarterback in the NFL because of what he does at every single play. He makes everything possible. He is big, strong, fast, accurate. He's not turning the ball over. Every time he has a ball in his hands, your eyes are open going, what the hell is going to happen now? In a good way now. A couple of years ago, it might have been, who's he going to throw it to? Now it's like, probably going to be a touchdown. Is he going to find Kincaid? Is he going to find Shakir? Where's Cook at? He's unbelievable. You could call it anything you want. Joe Brady, how lucky are you, by the way? Call plays for this guy. God, what a dream come true that would be, Colt. But yeah, he's the best player in the National Football League right now, in my opinion. Saquon's unbelievable. Lamar's unbelievable. Jared Goff's having a great year. But this guy, you take this guy off the Bills and they're 1-11.
Yeah, I'm with you. The things that he does is pretty awesome. You're not holding your breath anymore. A couple years ago, you were kind of like, I don't know. You could throw 3 touchdowns or 3 picks, but he's really dialed it in. And I think that's one thing you could say about Joe Brady is he's really helped him develop and understand the importance of turnovers and defense and playing up in the weather in Buffalo.
Maybe Josh figured that out. I don't think it takes a coordinator to tell you, hey, don't turn the ball over, Josh.
Let's switch over to the Rams. Justin, Cooper Kupp set the record for most receptions in his first 100 games in the NFL. That is crazy. Talk about him and just put it into perspective for us how cool that is.
You talk about feeling safe, and Cooper Kupp's like having your nice, warm, snuggly blanket that you can always rely on. He's been the quarterback's best friend. He's been a little banged up, but he's coming back and he's doing everything right. He run blocks. I mean, you see him and Puka Nacua coming down and cracking safeties and cracking linebackers. They make this offense go. I mean, don't get me wrong. Matthew Stafford is a stud, one of the best throwers of the ball in the game, but Cooper Kupp to get 625 catches in 100 games. That is, I don't want to say it's unheard of. I mean, we're going to have guys that are going to continue to shatter these records as we keep going. Cooper Kupp coming from a small college, put those stats and overcome, maybe the rankings and all those different things. Sorry, Gruden, and we all can't go to Louisville.
It is unheard of because he broke the record, just so you know.
But shout out to Cooper Kupp, man. He does all the things the right way. He gets dirty. The offensive linemen love him. The quarterback loves him. And now the history books love him, Jay.
It's pretty impressive what he's done. What's also impressive is this channel, man. Before we keep going with this video, we just want to shout out everybody who has liked and subscribed. We love doing this content. So if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and drop a comment so we can keep this thing rolling. All right, Jay, put yourself on the sidelines for this one. If you're the Rams, how are you scheming up the offense this week going against this defense coached by Sean McDermott of the Buffalo Bills?
I would expect some too high shell. I know that Cooper Kupp and Nacua aren't like Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, but they do scare the hell out of defenses. And I expect McDermott to play some quarters, quarter, half, and two deep. So I expect Kyron Williams to have a big day again. They had a lot of success last week in their 21-14 victory, running the football with Kyron. Different runs, duo, and outside zone and inside zone. That's what Sean likes to do. And I think that's going to be important for them to do against Buffalo. Keep Buffalo off the field. Keep Josh Allen on the sideline by the heat tent and get Kyron Williams going. And then the play actions, which Sean is really good at, inserting Cooper Kupp in between the tackle and the tight end, to the high corner, to the low cross, to the shallow cross. Lots of big plays, but it's really going to depend on that. We don't want this to go into a 40 passing day for Matthew Stafford. Their offensive line is not good enough to block Buffalo, so we got to run the ball, pound them, and then defensively, it's got to be our best tackling day of the year. We got to tackle and make sure we get eyeballs on the quarterback. He has had games where he's only rushed for like 2 yards, but he's had other games where he's rushed for like 60. So Josh Allen obviously try to keep him contained and then get hands on the receivers and then tackle extremely well.
Wow, I'm surprised you didn't go third down conversions, red zone efficiency, and turnovers, Gruden.
I didn't get there. I was winded right there. I lost my breath. But red zone, turnovers, going to be very important.
So it sounds like Rams stay on the field, keep Josh Allen on the sideline. That's the recipe to win this game.
The Rams have the ability to run the ball. They ran the ball very good last week, and they've run the ball effectively. When they can't run the ball and they become one-dimensional, as much as you'd like to say, well, we got Stafford, we got Cooper Kupp, we got Puka, we'll be fine. They're not fine. They don't protect good enough.
Yeah, definitely up front. They got some issues. AQ, let's flip it. Talk about Sean McDermott. He's 83-43 in his career at Buffalo. Does he not get enough credit?
He's an incredible coach. When I was a young whippersnapper in my second year, Sean McDermott was the D coordinator in Philadelphia, and I loved watching him operate. I think he's a hell of a coach. He goes to Carolina, has some success there, obviously. They go to the Super Bowl, and then he goes to Buffalo. And throughout his career in Buffalo, I mean, he started with Leslie Frazier, how to replace assistant head coach and coordinator. He gets Ken Dorsey in there. They fire him, and they go with Joe Brady, and obviously they are rolling right now. But I think what is more important and more impressive at what he's been able to do. Look at what he's done this year with that defense. They lose Matt Milano early in the year, and they get Bernard rolling as the green dot. Now he's become almost every bit as good as Milano. Now they get Milano back. So they got basically two green dots, and they're controlling this defense. They lose their two best players maybe on defense from a year ago in their safeties. They both get out of there and they replace them with two different safeties, and they're still operating at a very high level. So I think when you look at Sean McDermott's body of work, the offense, the defense, and this entire team, what he's been able to put together year in and year out with a bunch of change under salary cap restrictions at times, and, replacing coordinators and replacing coaches, he has to be mentioned among the best coaches in the league, hands down.
Yeah, I agree. The work that he's done this year is awesome. How fun was that game, by the way, to watch in the snow? Have you played in big snow games like that before?
I did. I played in 2013. We played the Minnesota Vikings. I was with the Baltimore Ravens, and just up the road, you guys probably remember the Eagles played, and Shady ran for like 200 in that Blizzard game. It was that same weekend, and those games are so fun. You know why it's so fun? As an offensive lineman, the defensive lineman, they slip out of their stance. They can't get footing. Jared Allen was like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I even here? I just want to go home. I can't even get out of my stance. For me, I got one of the Williams brothers across, and Jared Allen, and Everson Griffin. I got some dogs on the other side, passer, and they can't get out of their stance. I get plus plays every day.
Yeah, dudes were slipping all over the place in that game the other night. All right, Justin, there's 5 teams in the NFL with 10 wins. You got the Lions, the Vikings, the Chiefs, the Eagles, and then the Bills. Where would you put the Bills right now at this point in the season if you were to slot them in one of those positions?
You go back and forth. I'm going to put them at 4. I got the Lions, the Chiefs, and the Eagles before them. Before I have them, I know they beat the Chiefs at home. Until you beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, I'm treating them like a possum. Like, they're just playing dead right now. They're limping in. Philadelphia looks like they're a wagon. Saquon Barkley. The Lions, I've mentioned time and time again, I think they're the best team in the NFL. The Eagles are sneaking into that conversation. And I would want to put Bills at 3, but it's still Patrick Mahomes. It's still the Kansas City Chiefs. It's still Andy Reid, Spagnuolo. So I'm still, even though they won the head-to-head, I'm putting them at 4.
Want to win money watching football? With Underdog, you could win up to 1,000 times your cash just by picking higher or lower on your favorite player's stats, like whether or not your team's running back will score a touchdown this weekend. Millions of fans have won billions of dollars on Underdog. Will you be next? Sign up now to get a free pick for your first cash entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. Download the Underdog app or visit UnderdogFantasy.com to get started today.
Let's go around the horn. Let's get some game picks here. I'll go first with you, AQ.
Yeah, I like the Bills. I do. I think after watching the Bills the last couple of weeks, I mean, there was a part of me just based on my early prediction before the season. I was like thinking, okay, they're going to come back to reality. They're not coming back to reality. The reality is they're damn good. Josh Allen's damn good. Their offensive line's awesome. The running game is way better than I thought it was going to be this year. Defensively, they're playing fantastic. I don't think the Rams have a chance in this game. I think Josh Allen goes off. I think the running game goes off. And, I think the Rams are going to be in for a game.
Yeah, L.A. proved too much for the man. Too much for the man. He couldn't take it. So he's leaving on a midnight train to Buffalo. I'm taking Buffalo. The Buffalo Bills. They're too good, man. They're just too good. They don't have any weaknesses. The Rams' offensive line is in shambles, in my opinion. And defensively, they're young and they're talented. They're just not quite there yet. But I do like what they've done on defense with the Rams. They're getting better, but they're not quite good enough to play the Buffalo Bills yet.
When we say the Rams offensive line's in shambles, it's in shambles because the GM decided to pay a left guard $12 million a year and then try to move him to center, try to move the left guard back to center. Now they have an undrafted guy in there playing center. It just didn't make any sense why you would go spend that kind of money on Jonah Jackson and to not insert him at his natural position. So I don't blame it on just the offensive lineman. That was a terrible move by everyone involved there. I agree with you guys. Buffalo Bills are going to win this game. Too much to handle. Josh Allen is a stud.
Yeah, I mean, listen, for the Rams, you lose this game and you're slowly inching and slipping behind, potentially being able to come out on top in this division. A wild card is going to be hard to grasp for anybody, considering how Washington's playing and how the three teams in the NFC North are playing. So, yeah, I mean, I'm with you. This will be a hard one for the Rams to pull off. I think the Bills are gonna run away with it in LA. Don't have to worry about the snow. On a fast track, Josh Allen's going to go off, and it's just too much for the Rams to handle.
This is our first ever unanimous. So probably bet the Rams. That's probably who you should take.